Today we are here live from the Parliament Square in London when the Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, is visiting for the Chogam. Just across us, he's going to be coming at about 5 o'clock to speak live to an audience of about 2,000 and take questions from across the globe on Twitter and other means and ways. But what is kind of eventful here today, this whole area is surrounded by protesters, not just from India, pro or against India, but also from other Commonwealth countries. But here we have a bunch of a very different group of people protesting in a different way. They are all silent. And if you notice, they're all dressed up in white. Their banners are in black and white. And you wonder why? Because they want to protest against the recent rapes and the mutility of young girls, and they want to say that, you know what, this is enough. We've kept quiet. We are all mothers, daughters and sisters. And I'm going to make you talk to a few of them, and you'll understand that, you know, this is a random group of people. Some of them don't even know each other, and they just gathered within 24 hours and all decided they left their work. It's a weekday. They've left homes. Some people have come from Leicester and they've gathered here, and the difference is there is no screaming, there's no sloganeering, there is no shouting, and they've just been absolutely quiet. And you can see I'm also dressed in white. I could not but support these women. And I'm going to talk to one of them. Francis, what made you guys come up here and do this today?
This group of people completely unrelated, completely affected by what is going on in our country. All we want is justice, and we want protection of our daughters in India.
And we have got together to give a message to our country, fellow men, women and children, that please, and the politicians and the religious heads or whatever, please keep religion and politics out of the rapes and gang rapes and terrorism and etc. Please, please. This is not the way to meet your ends.
And I think what the poignance of this is that often in wars and religious conflicts, women's bodies are used, and they're wanting to make that, you know, pronouncement that don't use our little daughters for anything, for any purpose, for any gains, for any evil thoughts, on, you know, any nefarious intent. And why did you guys decide to remain silent though?
Because we wanted a justice. We were looking for a justice for our daughters.
It's a very sad moment.
A sad moment for us.
Grieving.
And we believe in non-violence as well. That is one of the reasons why we are silent. We just want to make a protest, and we want the government to take action, and also that the common man should not suffer.
The main thing is that we want justice for our daughters.
We want justice.
We want justice. We want justice. We want justice.
And I also wanted to ask this lady why there is no sloganeering.
No, we just want to maintain a dignified silence to get our point across. I think everyone knows what is happening in India. All the Indians in England know, and we just want to support all the Indians in India that are doing the same protests and have done so, that we also know what's going on.
We are aligned with you.
We want Prime Minister to take action over this, not just listen to our speeches.
And what they're asking exactly for is swift justice. Justice delayed, as she said, is justice denied. So what they want, especially in these cases, which are gruesome, horrific for minors, it is important that justice is immediate, and it should be seen, not go into courts for years and years endlessly. And that is why they feel that even after the Nirbhaya case, where the Verma Commission came in, and we had a lot of hope. And this time again it's happened, and the Nirbhaya case, the perpetrators are still there. So I think there is a bit of a frustration building up amongst all people, because after all they do come from India. They may be settled here, but their roots are in India, and they travel to India very often, and they still believe it's their main home. Why have you guys, you know, you all have decided to leave your work and come here? Did you kind of face any opposition taking this stand today?
not really opposition, but of course everybody was in a doubt how to portray this thought and emotion. And the best way we thought is to keep silent, be peaceful, but put our point across that really this politics and religion is getting so much out of hand that every human, normal, random human beings are being used for attaining fame and votes and etc. So as British citizens, all of us living here for 35, 36 years, we thought we need to put our point across, which I hope we can, in a peaceful protest. There's nothing against anybody, there's nothing, but it's just against this, that somebody needs to secure the country to these kind of atrocities. Thank you.
I was actually drawn. I went through to all the protests that were going on. It was loud screaming, and I think I was drawn to this group because of the dignified and the poignant way that these women of all kinds of ages, I mean, there are young students around, and there are tiny girls also around, and not just mothers, grandmothers, and surprisingly, not any man around. But all these women didn't wait for that to happen. They've made a point, and a very poignant and dignified point, is that no more violence against women, be it any reason, whether it's war, politics, religion, anything, but no violence against our little daughters. And that indeed is a thing that is worldwide. It's a global issue. And seeing it happen in their own home in India has kind of provoked a deeper pain for everybody. That's us live from the Parliament Square in London, and now we'll be waiting for Mr. Modi's great evening with the Indians here and all over the world.